Hello everyone, Analia Mintz here. I hope you all had a chance to watch some of my past shows and podcasts that help you reach optimal health. You can find them on naturalhealthyhaven.com. And today we're going to talk about another topic, and the reason I'm bringing this video out today is because, believe it or not, a healthy person like me caught COVID. That's right, a healthy person like me caught COVID. And a lot of you have been asking me, how can you catch COVID when you take just about every supplement imaginable? I had to postpone clients for about a week, and they too are asking, well, what's going on? You actually caught COVID? Yes, I actually caught COVID, and we figured out how and why. There's two reasons, and I have not been vaccinated, in case you're wondering, and you're probably thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe that's it. Well, the reason I caught it, and I have a lady named Gianna Granton, wonderful woman. You can actually find her on my first show. She actually came on the podium and talked about what she does. She does biofeedback, and she's been working on me and my family, you know, for maintenance, basically every week, every other week. And she said, I've been stressed. And I said, stressed? How can I be stressed? I love what I do. I love doing my shows. She said, something else has been bothering you. And I thought, okay, and I thought about it, and I realized what it was that was chewing up my immune system, and I'll tell you that in a minute. The other thing is something that I was not taking, that I neglected to take, that I was taking for maintenance, and I stopped taking it for about 2 months before I caught COVID, and I'm going to show that to you soon. But I want to go back to the first thing that Gianna Granton found and that I found. So as you all know, I am a certified emotion code practitioner, and I believe strongly that 85% of anybody's health condition is emotionally related. And so I stopped and I paused and I thought, let's see what was chewing me up alive. And it was my immune going down due to negative stored emotions, which originated from my mother not being here in San Diego. And so what was happening was, she lives in Canada, and I guess since COVID started, she's been isolated. She's an elderly lady living by herself, and every day I hear the sad story of what it feels like to live alone, feeling depressed, in quarantine, not having friends around, not having social gatherings. They're much more strict there in Canada than we are here, and it was chewing me away. So I didn't realize that, but thank God now we got her here. She actually got here before they open and close the borders really quick. We got her here right in the nick of time. She's here now, and I'm able to see her every day and not have to FaceTime and hear sob stories. She's enjoying our house in San Diego, and I just love it. However, I caught COVID after she got here, and people are saying, well, how can you catch it after? You would think you'd catch it before, and that's true. It could have easily came before, but sometimes emotions chew you up and the immune starts to take effect, and then boom, all of a sudden it hits you when things get better. It's kind of like if you take an exam, you're all stressed out while you're taking the exam and you're studying, and you're on raw energy and you don't feel yourself studying and neglecting to eat, neglecting to sleep. Then when the exam's over, all of a sudden you collapse. All of a sudden your adrenals you start to realize how stressed they actually were. Similar scenario with me, okay? It caught up after. So my tip to you is, pay attention to the stress around you. You may not be feeling it. If you lost your job, if you lost a loved one, if things are happening around you that you're kind of just going through the motions every day to resolve them, just know the chances are your immune is taking a toll right now and could catch up to you later. My recommendation, take supplements for sure for maintenance and to support your adrenals, but at the same time, get an emotion code session. And believe me, you don't even have to do it with me. There's over 8,000 practitioners all over the world. So for those of you watching this all over the world, go Google, healinglibrary.com or emotion code practitioners around the world. Pick one and do a session, and let them find things that are not serving you, that you don't want for them to catch up to you like they did with me. So that's tip number one, do an emotion code session. Tip number two, this is what I was lacking. This is colloidal silver. I was taking 1 tablespoon a day for maintenance, and believe me, and it has to be in a plastic spoon. Do not take this in an aluminum spoon. It will take away the colloidal. But I have my whole family, before they leave the house, if they take 1 tablespoon of this a day, will literally help them stay well for 24 hours and avoid viruses. So I didn't have this in my cupboard, and I stopped taking it for about 2 months prior. I thought, I got enough stuff to take. Then I realized, now let me tell you something, when I caught COVID, I had to triple the dose. So you see what I mean? So you might as well have an umbrella prepared when it rains, right? Then walk in a storm and go, where's my umbrella? And that's what happened to me. I got in the storm too late at that point when I had COVID. And then I needed, get this, 3 tablespoons 3 times a day. That's a lot, instead of just 1 for maintenance, which you guys can be doing right now as a preventative. So that's one thing I wanted to share. The other thing I had to do after I caught COVID, I just want to give you a few tips and tools, is I had to get a nebulizer. This is really, really good to have. I was breathing this with an Ionic Silver. It's different than this one. It looks like the same bottle, but it's Ionic. And this, you put in the nebulizer and breathe in. So I had to do that for about 15 minutes a day. That cleared out all my lungs. The other thing, which I was never introduced to any of this stuff, but the person that introduced me to all this is the Dr. Clarence, who makes this. And Dr. Clarence Thomas, and he actually did a Zoom call with us last Monday. Beautiful Zoom conference, and we're going to share that later. We might even do another one for those of you that missed it, but I'm going to make sure that you guys get a link if you want it. So reach out to me if you'd like to hear him talk. But he is out in Oklahoma. He created this. He told me to get the Navage, which is so wonderful. I couldn't stand anything going in my nose, but this is wonderful. I think people should be doing this just for maintenance as well. But I had to do this because I needed to. And again, this one, I did not put the Ionic in it. I put the Ionic in this one, but you cannot put the Ionic Silver in this because they already have salt. They give you salt. If you mix the two together, the salt will take away from the Ionic. So this one cannot be mixed with the Ionic, but it is extremely powerful. It goes in, you just push the button, it'll clean one nostril and out the other, and then you just rinse it out. Really beautiful. These things I really, really want you to keep in mind. And over here is my basket of goodies. This is the Ionic Bullet. Again, this stuff can be sprayed. So I had to change all my sheets. I sprayed everything. I sprayed everything all over the house. I sprayed my sheets. I sprayed the handlebars. This kills the viruses that were lingering around. You know what else you could do with this? You could spray your masks. If you have to go somewhere and they say wear a mask, you could spray this inside the mask and on the outside of the mask. Guess what? It'll protect you for about 4 hours. So these are all little tips and tools. So this also was very, very helpful. Then the gel. Oh, how I love the gel. This good old gel, you could do plenty of things with it. Actually, if you have cavities, you can take this with a Centramin, which is a capsule. We could talk about that at a different time. I'm not here to discuss teeth, but we use that for a member of my family who had cavities, and we just put this with the capsule on the toothbrush and brush the cavities away. But the great thing about this is you put a little bit of gel, and you can actually put this gel on any exposed area. You could put it on your face and it'll protect you. Of course, put it on before you go out, obviously. Any exposed area on your body, you could put this gel. So your neckline, your chest, whatever you think is gonna be exposed. And that too, it's like a shield, so that when the COVID or whatever virus is going around, you are shielded. It's wonderful, and it's thin. You know what's great about that? You'll actually feel like your skin's tightening. I'm wondering if it'll even help me with wrinkles, probably, right? So anyway, that's one thing. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you is the spray. This, like I said, is the same as this. So I transferred this in a little spray bottle. And what do I do with that? You squirt it, spray inside your nose, in your ears, and on your eyes. Why? Because those are all the opening passages that the virus can come through, okay? We do not live in the cleanest world. It looks beautiful, but that doesn't mean that there's not chemicals shooting down that we don't even know. All right, so that's the other thing. So, oh, and this will last, I think I told you, 4 hours also, okay? So I sprayed that before I leave the house. Everything's before you leave. And also, he recommended this Methylized D3. I do take D3 K2 combo, and I know that's a wonderful product to take. He had me taking about 12 drops of this a day. Now I'm in maintenance, 3 drops a day. Do you all see how when you catch something, you got to triple the dosages? Why just not do a preventative and take a simple maintenance one? And that's what I try and tell my family. Just take the maintenance, and you don't have to worry about getting in the storm and having to find your way out by having to do more of everything. And then last but not least, I did take Ivermectin. People are wondering where you get Ivermectin. You can actually go on Frontline Doctors, and apparently you just go through a telecom with them, and they talk to you by Zoom, ask you what your story is, and I've seen people get this prescribed. So this works. I believe it or not, I had to actually take 3 a day. Now it's once a month. It's maintenance now, and it's wonderful. So these are just some of the things. In general, people still need to keep their diet intact. Avoid the gluten, avoid dairy, avoid things that are preservatives and sugars. I had parasites also that somehow creeped up as well. I had to get rid of that. But get a check, do an emotion code session with emotion code / body code. They can see the root cause of what's going on and help you with, but this is really one of my protocols. And if you'd like to speak to me further about an emotion code session, I do free 15 minutes to get to the root cause of what you're going through. And I strongly recommend that for everybody. So please stay in optimal health. If you have any questions, you can reach me on my website. I actually have a spot where you can write your information and I will get back to you, and in a pretty well 24 to 48 hours. Thank you so much. I wish you all optimal health and stay well.